just wanted to continue then by telling you a bit more about what our programme is and specifically what it's going to look like next year in 2022. So firstly to say, the In2ScienceUK programme that we run, it's a summer programme. So yeah, it all takes place over the summer holidays for the students. And the highlight of what we do is running a 1-week in-person placement. So this is where we are looking for volunteers to support and offer to host students at their place of work for a week over the summer. So alongside that, we also have some kind of wraparound activities for the students to take part in. So in the video, you heard mentioning our virtual platform. So this is something that we've developed over the course of the pandemic. And we've got this fantastic platform where we're now able to showcase some workshops. So we run online skills, employability and career workshops that the students are able to gain expert advice, listen to lots of different professionals across a range of different STEM sectors, and really support them to make their decisions. And then lastly, we also run some public engagement competitions. So for the students, this is a chance for them to develop some of their skills. So we have blog writing competitions, photo competitions and video competitions. And it's a bit of fun, and they also get to win some prizes as well. And then alongside those kind of core activities, we also run an induction and a skills day before the programme starts. So this for the students hopefully will be held in person next year, where they have some other workshops and gain some skills before setting off. And then to finish things off, we then run a celebration event after the programme has finished, where students get certificates, they get awarded prizes for winning the competitions. And yeah, just a chance to bring everyone together and network as well. Also, just to mention that our programme is completely free for the students that are on it, and we also give them a bursary as well to be able to cover the expenses that they incur by taking part. So yeah, you might be wondering who our students are. So to tell you a little bit more, the students that we work with all have to apply for their place on our programme, and we then shortlist them and offer them a place based on certain eligibility criteria. So all of the students that we work with are in year 12. So it's the summer before they go into year 13. It's right at that point when they're looking at making their choices for universities or putting in apprenticeship applications. So really giving them that kind of those experiences and opportunities right at that time when they're needing it. So they all are in year 12 and attending state schools. They also are interested in STEM. So as a minimum, they have to be studying at least one STEM related A-level or BTEC. Often they're studying more. And they do also express in their application that this is something that they're interested in pursuing further. And then lastly, the students that we work with all come from disadvantaged backgrounds. So Rebecca already explained about free school meals to you. So we work with students who are eligible for free school meals. We also look at whether they're eligible for pupil premium. And another thing we look at is whether they have parents or carers who have attended university. So those who have not got parents or carers who've attended. So really, to kind of paint a picture of the students we work with, they're all very much interested in STEM, but are lacking in the support and the network around them to be able to help them get, I guess, their foot in the door of the STEM sector. And then just to show you a bit about the demographics of the students we work with. So these are just some of the, I guess, breakdown of the 2020 cohort that we had, just showing you the mix of students that we have on our programme. Okay, so if you're thinking about getting involved then, as I know many of you said that you were, we are looking for volunteers to get involved and host a 1-week placement. So as I mentioned, this will take place over the summer, and it is according to dates of your choosing. So yeah, we very much work around your availabilities. I know I'm assuming many of you attending today are operational researchers, or at least working within that field. And as I understand it, I know that you guys are interested in the science of making better decisions, better decision making. And at In2ScienceUK, that's something that we're really keen to put into practice. And we would love to be able to leverage your skills and your experience to be able to support our students to be able to make better or more informed decisions about what they would like to do with their futures. So yeah, this is by showing them what you do on a day-to-day basis, getting them involved, letting them understand what the field that you work in is like, and ultimately, yeah, helping to guide their aspirations. So who can get involved then? Well, if you are thinking about volunteering, we are looking for anyone who is working within the STEM field. So we're really keen to get volunteers on board from across the range. So yeah, all sort of areas within STEM are welcome. And also you can be based at a university, an academic, but you must be at least a PhD level or above. So in terms of the sign up process then, so we do look for individuals to sign up. If it was something you were thinking you'd like to do kind of with colleagues, then it's definitely something where you can involve them in some of the activities that you plan throughout that 1 week. But we do ask for the sign-ups to come from one individual. And then also just got here, we do prefer it if people are able to host either a pair or a group of students. We find it kind of makes it a nicer experience for both the hosts and the students. So there's some kind of more of a social aspect. The students can work on group activities. And yeah, I did already talk a bit about our students, but just to mention here that we do match students to host based on the students' interests. So yeah, you would get matched to a student who is interested in the field that you're working in. Okay, so locations then, where are we based? We're called In2ScienceUK, and we are we are growing our reach across the UK. And just up here are the locations where we are currently based within. So we're in the Northwest and Leeds, we're in the Midlands, we're in the South East and Cambridge, London, the Southwest, and also South Wales. So exact locations will be confirmed when we open the applications, which is yet to happen, and I'll come to that a bit later. But yeah, so this is where we currently are. If anyone's based outside of these locations, and we're always keen to expand and grow, so do still get in touch just to let us know, express your interest, or let others know that are based in these locations. Before moving on to the next slide, I was wondering, maybe if people want to put in the chat, I don't know if anyone here has had experience hosting students in the past, or if this is completely new. Maybe people want to just put that in there, say maybe kind of things that you might have done on your when you had students. I'll move on to the next slide. If anyone wants to share anything, then you're welcome to. So yeah, just to say that for people thinking about volunteering, we don't look for volunteers that have experience. So if this is something completely new to you, then you are more than welcome to apply and get involved. And at In2ScienceUK, we do provide all of our volunteers with expert training and guidance on how to plan and deliver your placement. So I've just got up on this slide some suggestions of things that you might like to do on your 1 week placement. I'm not going to go through them all, but yeah, having a welcome briefing and a tour, getting the students involved in either experiments if you're doing them, or teaching them some software, getting them to analyze some data, making sure to set aside some time to check in with them on a whatever basis suits you, be it daily or a couple of times in that week. So yeah, as I say, there's just a few suggestions, and we do provide training and guides to support you with that. But we also fully appreciate that having a student with you for an entire week may be a bit of a demand on your time. So we also factor in suggestions of a bit more hands-off activities that you can do. So yeah, things like giving students time to read over a paper and then summarize it and present it back to you. That's something they could either do on a kind of one-to-one basis, or you could even ask if they're willing to present it in a team meeting, for example. Giving the students time to work on competitions I mentioned that we run. So yeah, that's a great thing to encourage them to do whilst they're on that placement for a week. Allowing them to interview colleagues, so that makes it sound really formal, but it could just be an informal, you know, setting up a time for the students to have a little coffee chat with everyone in your group, or even setting aside time for them to go off and visit a museum if there's something nearby that they may not have been to before. You could even set them a task, you know, go there and pick out a favourite fact to come back and then explain to you the next day. So yeah, really, I just wanted to give you a bit of a flavour of the sorts of things that you could be doing on your placement. And just to mention that we do provide support, but it's something that works whether you're lab-based, office-based. Yeah, anyone can host a placement, and yeah. So I just wanted to share with you now a couple of stories from the programme just gone this summer. So up here on the left, we've got Shona, one of our volunteers this summer, and also Olivia on the right, one of our student participants. And they both had really great experiences, and I just wanted to put up a couple of their quotes. I'm not going to read them out to you, you can do that in your own time. But really, I just wanted to highlight things I kind of got from these, is that from the volunteer perspective, it was very rewarding to be able to kind of share the experiences that they'd gained, and be able to, just with that, inspire students, inspire the next generation. And from Olivia's side, she was able to get support and insights that then have gone towards helping her to achieve her goals. So yeah, some really lovely outcomes and really nice quotes for you to read. Okay, I'll move on. So yeah, if anybody was interested in volunteering, so I mentioned a little bit earlier that our application forms are not yet open, so they will be opening within the next couple of months. But at the moment, you are able to go onto our website and you can express your interest. So I just highlighted here in yellow, that's the link to it, and I'll pop it in the chat afterwards as well. I can do it now actually. So that will take you to the expression of interest form. You can just put in your name, your email, and then we will let you know as soon as those applications open and you can get your application in. So yeah, I've just got up the timeline here for how the volunteering process works. So the applications, once they do open, will stay open until around April time. In May, that is when we shortlist our students and then match them to the hosts that have signed up to volunteer. With that, I just want to highlight that that does mean we can't guarantee that every person who signs up to volunteer will be matched to a student. as ultimately it does come down to which students apply that year and whether the interests that they have align to the kind of field that you're working within. So May is when you'd find out if your application has been successful. And then we provide the training I mentioned in July before the programme taking place over the summer. So between end of July and August time, that is when the placements take place and all of the online aspects happen as well. And then lastly, in September, that's when we'll be holding the celebration event. So another opportunity to all come together and celebrate the successes of the summer. So I just will pass back over to Rebecca then to talk briefly about how you might like to get involved from an organisational perspective.
Yes, so just very quickly, we work with organisations, big and small, who are really interested in supporting young people progress into STEM apprenticeships, degrees and careers. And we work with people in a variety of ways, whether they're sponsoring some young people to go to get some more experience in a specific STEM subject, whether that's hosting for themselves, or whether that's organising sort of volunteering days or fundraising for In2Science. So there's lots of different ways that organisations work with us. So if anyone is interested from an organisation perspective, they should absolutely get in touch. Thank you. Okay. That's it from us. If there's any questions, please do. You can just unmute yourself and ask that question. I think that's it. Lovely. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody, and I hope you have a lovely Wednesday.
It might be worth just hanging on a couple of seconds. I don't think the audience can use their microphone, so they might just be typing away a question. No, not to worry. I thought that was a really interesting presentation. Thank you. And I think the support that you offer to the mentors is a really good way to encourage people into the program. And I think that it can seem quite overwhelming, thinking, oh, I need to mentor a student for a whole week, but actually the way you just presented it and the support you offer, it seems quite achievable. I hope some of the audience do take you up on that offer. We have just had a question come in. So someone's just said, In2Science is based in the UK and Australia. Is there a path for reaching out to other countries?
So currently we just work in the UK. So I think there's another In2Science, but that's just based in Australia, and it does a very different program. It works with much younger people. So at the moment we are just UK based. But if you are interested in branching out to a new country, then that's, I suppose, a conversation for the future, if you like.
Cool. I'm sure I had a question and now I don't remember what I was going to ask. I think if anyone does suddenly realise this afternoon that they wanted to ask something, please get in touch with Joe and Rebecca. Their email addresses are on screen. Alternatively, you are very welcome to get in touch with me and I can pass the message along for you. And I'd also encourage you to follow In2Science on Twitter and LinkedIn and engage with them there. I think that is the last of our questions. So thank you very much, Rebecca and Joe, for a very interesting presentation. And I look forward to working with you more in future.
Yeah, thank you so much, Eve, and thanks for organising it.
You're welcome.